I think I'm live. Hold on, let me just check. Alright, I'm good now. Hello, Chelsea fans of the internet. I'm your local blue here, and again, we meet again to discuss another game about Chelsea and the FA Cup. But obviously, this is a much more, I guess you can say a little bit more relaxed than the previous games we had because obviously we had to play off of a bad game against West Brom, right? And then we had to play against Crystal Palace and then Porto twice in the Champions League. So we're on a good form at the moment, despite everyone saying that we were gonna slip up at least once in these few games. And I apologize if you hear construction in the background. I can't really do anything about it. It's just something that's going in my house. But we move, and we're just here to discuss the game that is coming up, which is gonna be against Man City in the semifinal. So obviously a big game. Man City are probably the biggest team, I guess you can say, in England because of how stupendous they are in the Premier League and the fact that they're on their way to win the Premier League by the end of the season. There's only like 7 or 8 games left. It's basically like in their hands, and it'd be really bad if they lost it to like Manchester United at the end. But either way, they have remarkable players. Obviously, I think they have a full fit squad for this game. So obviously they're going to employ their best players like Kevin De Bruyne, Mahrez, Gundogan, people like those. They're probably going to have a full fit team, and based off of the lineup that we have just released, we're in a bit of a pickle, I would say, because we don't necessarily have the strongest team that we could have. But let me just get into to the lineup so you guys understand what I'm talking about, and let's just do that right now. Okay, so I have the lineup up, and we have Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, and obviously not everyone's first choice goalkeeper in this team. Obviously, we've been so used to Mendy giving us clean sheet after clean sheet, so seeing him out of the team for today's game, like it makes sense though because it is an FA Cup tie, and as we know, Kepa's usually been playing those FA Cup ties because obviously he doesn't get enough time in the Premier League. So that's kind of how the situation is with him. The thing is that we're playing against Man City though, so like it's a little bit different from playing against like Barnsley or whatever because they're obviously gonna be Man City's obviously a much tougher team. Like they're in the last 4 with us, so that's gonna be very interesting to see how Kepa manages to do in this game. I honestly have faith. I always have faith in the players, but it's just a situation of whether or not he's going to be able to show up in this important game. And as we know, as many Chelsea fans know, whatchamacallit, in that game against Man City in the Carabao Cup, like he was the reason why we lost is because he was like too stubborn and stuff like that. So hopefully we don't get like an incident like that again against the same team, as a matter of fact. So I think. I hope Kepa does well, but I honestly have I'm not too confident in that because obviously we haven't seen Kepa play in a while. It's been a while since we last played in the FA Cup, as a matter of fact, maybe like a few months ago. So, going to be very interesting to see what happens in this game for Kepa. If Kepa pulls it off, who knows? Maybe there could be like a real contention for who should be the starting goalkeeper for Chelsea Football Club. But that's just me. It's good that Kepa gets to play because we don't really see him that much, and many people are already willing to like just throw him under the bus, or just eventually sell him, or they're saying that we should sell him eventually because he's really not the player that we once thought he was, and he's not showing any signs of becoming that player anytime soon. Yet this is probably a very important game for Kepa, and I do believe if he does pull a good game, that there could be like some people just like being on Kepa's side more, and there could be like maybe in Tuchel's mind he's thinking, well, I have 2 good goalkeepers, so maybe I can try to put them in different scenarios, make them play the same amount of games, and then I'll see who I want to pick at the end. But yeah, that's just my opinions on the Kepa thing. So in my opinion, it can either go one or 2 ways. It can either go 2 ways. So we either have a brilliant Kepa performance or we have a very lackluster Kepa performance. Whichever one is most likely to happen, I have no idea. But hopefully everyone is behind Kepa and, just that. So then Asby, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and James, and Chilwell are our defense. Obviously, James and Chilwell, the two wingbacks. Our three center backs, Asby, Silva, Rudiger. I'm pretty sure this is the same defense that we went with on when would we play? Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday when we lost to Porto 1-0, unfortunately. But I would still say, even though we conceded late on, that our performance was still very top notch. Our defense obviously has never looked better this season or last season, as a matter of fact. Last season our defense was atrocious, and this season there's been ups and downs. But I think we are finally finding our place with this defense. We're finally finding which players can actually sustain a defense and just make sure that no one actually gets these easy goals that we used to give away so often last season. So we're sticking with the same people that played against Porto, so I'm happy with that. Obviously Christensen isn't here, so rip AC Hive, but we move. And then obviously we have the two center midfielders, Jorginho and Conte, playing alongside each other because Kovacic is unfortunately injured. And I think I saw from a source that he would be injured for about 2 to 3 weeks. So that's a heavy blow considering that we play Real Madrid in the semifinals like in a week. Like not even 2 weeks, like a week and maybe 3 or 4 days. We play them soon. And the fact that we're going to be missing Kovacic in those games is just it just grinds my gears, man. It just makes me very upset. Like I should have seen this coming because Kovacic has always been someone who's very physical on the ball. He's obviously like the person who we always want in the team. He's always what I'm trying to say is that he's always a starter for the team. Whichever players that we have at our disposal, whoever is actually fit or not, he's always going to be in the first team. Unfortunately, so it's unfortunate that he's picked up this injury because now, people were already complaining against the Porto game that we looked pretty lackluster in our attack against Porto compared to when we actually beat them 2-0 in the first leg. And to some degree, I would have to agree because, I've said it before, Kovacic was like one of my favorite players, if not my most famous player. What am I saying? My most favorite player in Chelsea because he's just someone who can always. I love those players when I play soccer, I like to play in that attacking role. So I can understand how liberating it must feel for him to just get the ball and then just take on all these different players and stuff like that. And he's always creating chances and pushing the team forward. So I love that aspect to his game, and it's a very pivotal aspect, a very important aspect to his game for us because we're a team that always likes to do these sideways passes, and we always try to do long balls, and sometimes we overcomplicate things to just for the sake of it, and then we most of the times end up losing the ball whenever we're trying to play on the sides. Well, Kovacic is just full play in the middle of the pitch. He always just gets the ball and just tries to navigate himself through these players, and he always opens up space for our attackers to do well. So, it's obviously such a huge blow that we're going to be missing him in this tie, and probably for the Champions League ties. But hopefully he can come back in time for the harder Premier League matches that we have at the end of the season, at the tail end of the season. So I really hope that he does come back soon. It's very unfortunate that he can't be in this game, and the one to replace him is Conte though. And despite what I said about Kovacic being someone who is renowned for his attacking abilities and helping the team push forward, I feel like Conte can be a good substitute to fill out that role. He was in charge of doing that in the Porto game, and I honestly thought that he did really well. We know that his main role is to intercept and stop people from actually getting through on goal before they actually get into the final third. But Conte is also someone that we know that can dribble people and just go by himself. We saw it in I forgot which game was it. I think it was in the Crystal Palace game, or I think a game before, or even against Porto. He was just able to just navigate himself through players, and I think one performance that really stood out for me since he came back from injury, I think. Yeah, when he played against Atletico Madrid, that man of the match performance where he was just able to bypass all these midfielders and just take them on. And I think that's a hint of. I saw a hint of Kovacic and Conte when he made that play. I don't know if anyone actually remembers it, but it was a really good play where he just was able to bypass all these Atletico Madrid players in the center of the pitch. and I really do believe that he has the ability to replicate Kovacic and to some extent refine what he does on the pitch, because we also know that he can intercept and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see how Conte manages in this game. Conte, we know him from his good performances, but I feel like we can still see more of that. He just has to be more consistent. So he's been given a good opportunity to prove himself and to get back into the squad. Jorginho, again, very influential when it comes to our passing and to our plays whenever we have to, whenever we get the ball and then we're looking for what's the best option. Most midfielders would try to look wide to find out where their players are. But Jorginho, what he does is that he's not afraid to, pass into the middle. And I feel like that actually does help us a lot, because the middle is somewhere where we can always exploit the team. Like especially for our case, because we love playing on, like last season we loved playing on the wings and stuff like that. But now we're playing more centrally, and I would say that puts us in a better position at times. Case in point, Kai Havertz. Like there'd be times when either Jorginho or Mason Mount can just be on goal, and then next thing you know, Jorginho or Mount can have the ball, and then they can look for someone to play it in the middle, and that person is Kai Havertz, who we saw do that really well against Crystal Palace, playing that false 9 role. And then whenever someone like Mount ever wanted to just pass it to Kai Havertz, he would just be there. But going back to Jorginho, Jorginho is the one who always tries to look for those midfield passes, and I feel like that's very important, considering that we could always be in, and with someone with the potential of Kai Havertz, who unfortunately isn't playing in this game, at least not starting in this game. I don't know if he's actually in the lineup even. I'll check. Well, he is in the lineup, so that's important. That's good in case we need his ability to just get the ball from the center and then just potentially shoot at a goal if he can. But that's what Jorginho can do. That's what Jorginho can offer. Obviously, he's obviously really good at scoring penalties as well. So if we do need someone to score a penalty, then Jorginho's the man for that. Going on to Chilwell and James, because I don't think I spoke about them before. They're my two wing backs in this team, so that's just kind of I think both of them deserve to start, obviously, because maybe even though Chilwell's had made a blunder against Porto, even though it wasn't really a blunder, but he did make an error in that game against Porto, and even though he did do that, still an excellent wing back in my opinion, because as we saw in that first leg where he did get the goal against Porto, he's just very direct when he's attacking. So if you give him the chance to excel forward, then he does offer that that he's kind of like Marcus Alonso, as many people would like to make a comparison to, because they do play in the same position. Kind of like Marcus Alonso, who can defend better. I say that knowing that he made the error, and I'm criticizing him now for it, but I just know that Chilwell is just better at defending. And then also Chilwell with his crosses, he's a lot more effective than Marcus Alonso in my opinion. Marcus Alonso has his own pros and his own cons, and so does Chilwell. But I feel like Chilwell, I can just expect him to do better attackingly than Alonso. So that's why I think many people have already decided that they're going to be going for Chilwell more than Alonso. Also, Chilwell has just been outstanding these past few games, especially in those 2 games against Porto. At least not the 2 games, but the first leg, he was absolutely stupendous. He grew into the game. He went from not really doing anything to then fighting for the ball. Kind of like how Pulisic was getting knocked down in the second leg. He was kind of getting knocked down in the first leg. So that was just brilliant from him. Being able to just adapt himself into the game, and then eventually score. It was a tough finish for him, we know, but just someone. That just goes to show his potential. He's not always going to be in the back. He can go forward if he wants to, and he does find those opportunities. So I feel like getting Chilwell on today is important. And then James, obviously, James, probably England's right back for the Euros. He is just an absolute tank. I would say that the thing that's improved the most is his defensive work. He's become an absolute tank. Kind of like Rudiger, he's just very rough on players, and he's not afraid to put a leg in, and he's just literally like a brick wall, as a lot of people like to say about defenders. He's just someone who is so hard to bypass, and he does so well at commanding the defense and making whenever people try to beat him on the wings, like he's always like, nope, nope, you're gone, you're never getting past me, and I love that attitude from him. And even when he's fighting against tough opponents, like he's a young lad, all right. He's just someone who's steadily growing himself into this football world. He's embracing it, and I do love that. That rough side of him. Like even when he's, sometimes you can see that he's like flustered and stuff like that. But even then, if someone like gets him pissed off, then he's not afraid to lash out at them, and that could be a bad thing. That could be a bad habit to develop, because then you're more likely to get booked and then get sent off later in the games. Like case in point, like Sergio Ramos, like that guy gets like red cards every single time he goes against like Barcelona or a tough team. It could be a bad attitude, but at the same time, we know that he's smart and we know that he's calm and collected. That's why even when he does put like a rash challenge in, it's not warranting like a yellow or red card. He can just put in whatever he does, and he just knows what he's doing, is what I'm trying to say. He knows what he's doing, and yeah, overall he's just a very excellent player. Definitely my first choice right back without a doubt. So going on to Ziyech, Werner, and Mount, who are our attackers for today. Ziyech, obviously, I love Ziyech, our wizard. The maestro himself. That guy knows how to ping in a ball, curve it in, and then if it comes to our players, maybe they don't always get to the end of that ball, but when they do, it's always a goal. Like that's just how it is with this team, and that's what it is for Ziyech. Ziyech, who I wish had more playing time, because I definitely do believe he deserves more playing time. He's finally getting the opportunity now to do it, so I want to see him, obviously do more crosses, but I also want to see what he can do when he's, up against one-on-one with the player. Like, I'm not expecting all of our attackers to be able to be like Pulisic against Porto, where he's able to bypass one or two players, but he definitely needs to stand on his own in a 1v1, I think, Ziyech, because I think too many times, if Ziyech gets, encapsulated by players, or maybe someone's bigger than him, I want to see how he does at first against him. Obviously, his physicality is the thing that many people worry about when first talking about him, because when he was entering this team, many people were like, oh, but Ziyech is from the Airy something like that. I don't know the Dutch league's name. I explain, but they were like, oh man, when this league is they're not the same as the English league, because obviously the English league is renowned for its toughness and for people being very fit and stuff like that. So I want to see how Ziyech does, and also it's just been a long time since he's played, so obviously he's gonna get this opportunity to play again. But I really want Ziyech to do well, because I feel like he is a player that deserves to be starting, but if he does okay, or not even the best, then that could hurt him for the future, because we know that getting a starting position in this team is very tough, because we have so much diversity in this team. We have so much, so many players coming from different backgrounds, so many players who know how to play different types of football, which is kind of why it's taken a while for us to find, our position, trying to find trying to find who exactly we should employ in this team, what is our best 11 and stuff like that. So I think Ziyech really needs to show up in this game. Otherwise, his impact for the team, at least for the rest of the season, is going to be, iffy. We're not really going to know if he's going to get another opportunity or so, which is why I feel like in these FA Cup games, it's going to be very important for people, especially people like Billy Gilmore and Hudson-Odoi. They need to prove their worth, especially Billy Gilmore, because Hudson-Odoi's at least played under Tuchel, but Billy Gilmore hasn't got a single second under Tuchel. I think only in the was that the Barnsley? No, that was another game. I forgot who, but it was another FA Cup tie, I think. Yeah, and also, is Tammy even in the lineup? I really hope he is. Unfortunately, Tammy was not in the lineup, so that is unfortunate to see, because obviously I want to see the players that don't get played often to rise up in this game. Even though we are playing against Man City, I don't mind getting out of the FA Cup, because it's not that important to me. If we get out of the FA Cup, everyone's obviously going to be sad a little bit, at least. There's going to be some people being sad, but at the end, our main goal right now is the Champions League. At least that's what I hope everyone's main goal is. So that's going to be my take on Ziyech. Werner, obviously Werner is like very, the fan base has different opinions on him. Where I stand though is Werner is someone with potential, and he just needs more time. And I know many people have heard that statement over and over again, and it's become kind of redundant in many senses. But I really do think that he just needs more time to adapt. Obviously, when he first came in, many people were expecting him to just like put in goals in every 2 seconds or whenever he had the opportunity to do so, and he's failed in that aspect. He's definitely failed our expectations, but I don't know why. But I feel like whenever Werner is like on the field, I always want him to do good. Like even if I know he's doing really bad or something like that, I always want him to succeed because I do believe that he has someone with potential. And it's been a long time since we've seen him spark up. I think the last time we can fully say like he was on a roll was against Southampton in that like 3-goal thriller and stuff like that. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Werner fares against Man City. That's all I really have to say. I really hope he does well though, cause he's someone who's getting he starts for the team most of the time, but then many people are just like, well, he barely impacted the game at all, so what was the point of putting him in the first place? So that's my take on Werner. And finally, Mason Mount. Mason Mount, our star boy, coming from La Cobham. Obviously, I got nothing to say about him because he just does what he does. So I really hope he's on his A game today. I don't think he was on his A game against Porto, if I'm being honest. That's just my opinion, though. So I really hope that he picks it up. Well, the whole attack is to blame. Not the whole attack is to blame, but the whole attack kind of felt a little bit lackluster in that game against Porto. Our attack especially. So I really hope that he does, keep it up. What he's doing. And that's just going to be my take on the lineup. For the subs, I want Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, and possibly Billy Gilmore to come up eventually in this tie. So we're gonna see how that fares out. We're gonna see how that pans out. So yeah, that's just gonna be my take on the lineup, and I'm just gonna switch my view so then we're back into the scene. All right, so first half is gonna start in about 10 minutes or so. Obviously, I'm a little bit behind because I'm just gonna be streaming this game, so bear with me if I am going to be late again, because I think I was like a minute off last game. Yeah, so I mean that's the point of a watch along. Like it's not really to like watch my reactions to see the game. It's kind of like seeing like my reaction to the game, not really like me like commentating on the game. So then you guys know what's happening on. I hope you guys are watching this game somewhere else, but I'm just here to give a reaction and just have a discussion, because I feel like there's many times in a game where you can warrant a discussion and talk about like a certain player's performance or whatnot. So that's gonna be how it is. I'm trying to find a stream to watch the game, and before the game starts, I'm gonna have a little bit of lunch because I didn't eat, so I have a pizza with me. Sorry if I do a take on if I do like an ASMR thing. I really. And I just bought a new mic, so that's extra worrying, because this mic is very sensitive and stuff like that. And it comes with good quality, so I really hope that I don't do like an ASMR eating pizza type of thing. I'm really sorry if you guys aren't a fan of that, but I am a little bit hungry, so I'm just gonna have a bite. And the stream is, oh god. Man, finding a stream is so hard, man. Just pardon me for a second. Trying to make sure everything is working right now. Well, I have a live stream, so that's cool. Alright, so I have the stream up. It's cool. Alright, we'll have the game up. The stream.
Okay, vaya.
Dani, ¿tú pizzas?
I have a stream up, so that's good.
Sí.
Nada.
Ok, espere. Sí.
¡Listo!
Ya.
¡Ya! ¡Ciérrele, ciérrele, ciérrele! ¡Ciérrele!
Es un regalo de Dios, hermano.
¿Qué mano cuando salió?
Es un regalo de Dios.
I can't even tell. Oh wow, this is terrible. This is terrible. Yeah, like the audio and the camera weren't even in sync. Alright, I'm good. Alright, so now the stream is good. Finally, like a few minutes before the game even starts, but I have no idea how far behind I am. I think I am very far behind. From how I'm looking at this, the players, and that's not even the players warming up. That's something else. Yeah, so this is the sad reality of being a fan abroad. Like, you just pick up a stream, and you're just like, alright, oh, I'm a few minutes behind, and that's, people, like, are fine with that, but I usually like to watch things live. As live as it could be. Because either way, I'm watching it on a screen, so that's not necessarily live. Well, as I'm listening to this commentary, I guess I'll just eat until the game begins. And if we do go to the FA Cup final, we're gonna versus either Leicester or Southampton. So I feel like this game is gonna be the tougher game. And as Biliqueta is coming out with the Chelsea team, both teams are out. We're getting ready to play, boys. Tuchel versus Guardiola. I saw this on Twitter. Two best managers in England right now? Well, we'll find out by the end of the season, but certainly by the end of this match. Who is the best manager in England? We're playing a 3-4-3, obviously. 3 center backs, 2 wing backs, 2 center midfielders, and 3 attackers. Zach Steffen is the goalkeeper for Man City. I'm surprised. I thought Ederson would be playing, but I guess Man City are being as bold as us and switching their goalkeepers around. Is there no Gundogan playing? I see Rodri, De Bruyne, and Fernandinho in the midfielder. Fernand Torres is playing, and Jesus and Sterling. So no Gundogan, thankfully, and there's no Foden, even though he scored that amazing goal against Borussia. Man City have Ederson, Walker, Stones, Ake, Gundogan, Zinchenko, Silva, Mahrez, and Foden in their bench, and we have, pretty good bench as well, I would say. moment of silence for the Duke of Edinburgh. And we're off. Well, not off a kickoff yet. I am getting ready to start the timer. Obviously, Mike Dean is the referee, so it's going to be a little bit of hell for us. It's going to be tough because, Mike Dean is one of our least favorable, less auspicious referees who, it always seems like the other team always have a 12th man whenever he's the referee. It's just how it is, but hopefully he does be kind to us, and I'm ready to start it off. Oh, I almost started. They're taking a knee. And there we go. We start off. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully we're in for a good game. Let's go. I'm going to finish on my second slice though. Well, my stream's already going out. That's fantastic. Bloody fantastic. The stream's already out. Well, I'm going to refresh the stream because it has already died. And I'm doing a watch along. Well, I'm back. Alright, let's go. Thankfully, it's back. What? Oh, this is terrible, man. This is terrible. It's already skipped to the 2nd minute. This is why I hate streaming, man. Oh, this isn't accurate anymore. Forget about the timer. It's like about an estimation now. I'm gonna have to find a way to, Streaming is just terrible. But to make an it's only 40 seconds, so just put plus 40. I'll even do it right now. I don't mind doing this. This would actually be pretty accurate. I'm just gonna make something real quick. Plus 40 sec. There you go. I should really add like a delay thing because that's just how it is when it comes to the actual streams. Yeah, so think about the actual time right here. It's plus 40 seconds, and that's about the same time where I am right now. Yeah. Alright, cool. Chilwell got megged. Rudiger definitely has space in the middle to do something. But has to sit back though. As Kevin De Bruyne pressures him. Jorginho. Thiago Silva can just calmly pass it back to Kepa. Is Werner in? Ziyech! Ziyech! And that's 1-0 loss! Ah, but it's the flag. Oh my god. That's what I was like up beforehand because I thought Werner was off. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. He's offsides. No. And Ziyech scored. And that's what I was saying. If Ziyech does well, he's going to be in the starting lineup. And then as soon as he does it, offsides. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I can't believe it. We're back. We're back. Ziyech! Chilwell almost gives it to Ziyech. Ziyech someone had a second time to score. And I have to say, we're early on. Good pass from Mason Mount to Chilwell. Chilwell tries to find Ziyech. It was a good pass. Oh, Conte, watch out. Jorginho. Asby. Oh well. Go Conte. Jorginho. Really fine James. James can definitely cross it. Oh! Mount can get the rebound. No, he can't. Falls back to our defense. And we're back in the midfield. Thiago Silva crosses it to Mount. Chilwell can... it's out for a throw-in for Man City. So well. We're gonna know. So if I'm out. Nice. So my pass from Asby to Ziyech, and Ziyech finds James. And James crosses it to Chilwell, and Chilwell can still win it. Chelsea are just in complete domination of possession right now. But we give away the ball carelessly. Asby, come on, you lost the ball. Come on. Jesus has beaten Asby. Dylan cut inside. Dylan cut inside. Dylan cut inside. And he doesn't cut inside. Good. Oh, Jesus, what a shot! Oh, not enough. High or dip. What a shot by him. Ziyech puts his boost against I don't even know his name. That's not Mendy, is it? Now the stream. The stream. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Oh my gosh, the stream. I hate streams. I literally hate streams. I can't do this anymore, man. Just trying to enjoy the game, man. Well, now I'm behind. Now I'm behind. Oh my gosh, this is just pure mayhem at the moment. Well, now I think it's to the time I have now, so. This is just terrible at the moment. Hopefully. I'm telling you, man, streams. Terrible.
Que no sabía, sí, ya sabes. Que no sabíamos que iban a romper aquí, rompimos allá. ¿Está limpiando?
Okay, well, no, I don't need this thing anymore. I'll just hide it for now because there is no delay. So, this is terrible. I'm dropping frames? What happened? Oh no, I'm dropping frames. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, what is happening right now? I have no idea what's happening right now. How am I dropping so many frames? How do I stop this? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, it stops. It's not stopped. I'm gonna switch Wi-Fi. Well, I think I managed to fix it somehow. I guess I fixed it. I want to watch the game again. I guess it's good. Okay. Okay. ZH. ZH. I'm already dropping frames again. I'm so done with this, man. I do apologize for the terrible quality of the stream. I have no idea what just happened. Suddenly I was just dropping frames like crazy. I'm guessing it's because everyone in my house is on the same Wi-Fi, so I had to learn how to adjust to that properly. Chilwell. Story of my life. What can I say? I'm starting to drop frames again. Maybe, okay, hold on. I'm gonna do a dumb decision.